Hi there, another video, this time on crude oil, WTI. Where are we at when it comes to price and of course trading opportunities. Um, I'll go a little bit back and where we started this analysis and where we came from. I'll try to do once a week, sometimes 2 weeks, some analysis on crude oil. I also go through Brent oil and I think natural gas to give this video some content, some more things for you to get trading opportunities from. Um, I started doing these analysis, and that's what you're seeing on the charts. There was an oil attack. We had this spike in Saudi Arabia. So, you know, if the fundamentally, if the price, if oil is less likely to be produced, you know, you get the need for oil. So the demand goes up and the price goes up. So that is kind of what you see in a situation like this. But we had a spike when the news came out, and then soon after we saw a correction in the market. So this is what you see. As technical traders, you from time to time you have charts like this, pretty you know, normal, just moving charts. It's not really that big of a deal. And then sometimes news driven, we get some spikes or some extremes in the market. That is what happened over here. Well, I started my analysis around this point because a lot of people started asking for, you know, what's your view on oil at the moment. My story then was that this is a news driven thing, and I would like to see how the market corrects or behaves when it goes back. So I didn't, of course, trade this one because nobody could have foreseen that. But I also didn't trade the correction because it was a correction, and when news is hot, then it could be you know, just some news that happens when I'm not behind the charts that will spike this up again or whatever happens. So with news events like these, I stay away from it for a while, and then finally I said, well, you know, looking at the 4-hour chart, probably this is what I see on the charts. We are in a correction, and as long as that is happening, okay, well, it's not really getting us where we want it to be. We're in a correction, and as long as that correction is taking place, there's no need for me to be trading this. Yes, we're back. My chart was loading for a minute there, so we're back. So yeah, news driven, didn't get in there, and I would like to see a correction, and then after that I would consider going in again. It moved all the way down back into the levels where price was moving earlier, and then finally it started moving in some kind of a consolidation, which is often the phase of something that is turning bullish into bearish or bearish into bullish. So that happened, and then finally we broke out and we started to rally back up. So why isn't my take profit for this idea up here? I don't know yet. Sometimes you don't know, you know, you can't pinpoint where your take profit should be. If structures really switch or really get, you know, we start to see a different picture over here. Of course, this take profit is also, you know, ready to be adjusted or something like that. That being said, where are we at right now? Because that's what this video is about, especially. So I'm going to go down to the 4-hour chart once again, and I hope my charts will load. Yes, they will. They are loading. That's a good thing. So yeah, well, we bounced off. We broke out. We came back and started rallying. Also from time to time we see some consolidations, and a break like this is kind of, you know, taking out these lows. So could be sometimes a tough one to be trading. This would I consider as a fake out, because after this this break here really skyrocketed back up, and we are now in some kind of a consolidation phase once again. I'm still at the moment bearish. As long, you know, it was kind of the question. This was more consolidation, not a real pullback. So this was a actual support level. Price never came in there, so this is the new support level. And as long as price is trading within that area, maybe you can adjust this trend line by putting it on like this. It's even better. So maybe some pullbacks into this trend line. As long as this support here doesn't get broken, I am in, you know, to me it's moving sideways, or we are still bullish, but not yet bearish. If we break the trend line, if we start to see lower highs, lower lows, then of course again, and I'm talking about that on the 4-hour chart, if that happens, then we are actually in a trend reversal. So for those of you who are watching, of course, it would have been great if you entered around here because you knew that this was support. You had maybe some order ready, or you are actually already after this breakout and pullback. You're in a trend from here on out. It's also a situation. But if you're not in, I prefer to wait for a pullback into this trend line area with my stops, of course, below that that low over here. And as long as that happens, I would be, happy to take some trades on in between the 56.5 and maybe set my profits at the 85.5. Or there's a 1 to 2 points channel where I would be taking on some swing trades if I can find better opportunities. Of course, always make sure you are aware of what's going on in the market. And sometimes you have those beautiful moves, and sometimes you don't. So it's a bit of cherry picking, but if you want to trade oil and it's one of your specialties, then that is what I would look for. But overall, bullish pullbacks get me in and continuations get me out. If you are in it for a long run, there is some room in this channel for price to keep moving. So let's see how price behaves and what kind of opportunities we can find from day to day. That is it for WTI. Crude oil, Brent oil often moves kind of the same. Well, if I didn't tell you this was the Brent oil chart, then you kind of may have thought this is a copy of what we were talking about just yet. Yes, indeed, it kind of looks like that, and I understand that it could be the perception. Same thing, spike, correction, and now we are at a pretty decent move back up. Why is that? Well, let me show you a little bit why it's such a beautiful move. Because we are in some kind of a channel, blue being support and resistance at the red line. So we just touched it again. We're going in for some correction, and within this channel, it's the same as crude, WTI. You know, when we steadily grind up in this channel, we are overall bullish. So pretty clear direction. When we talk about timing or entries, then of course this is not the ideal time to enter this market. So wait for some more consolidation, sideways movement, or an even a serious pullback for price to come closer to this previous support level and or to this supportive trend line. And those would be the levels I would enter this move. Well, not a lot to be said or to be added about the Brent oil idea, because it's kind of like the WTI. So those both are bullish, both same trading strategies for those. So let's finish this idea with the natural gas. Now you see some big moves on here. Yes, this is the weekly. I prefer that's the first idea to stay within this channel, because that is to me the area where things are happening. So within this channel, I would have I did get into a trade from down here, and I did in fact take my profits when we reached the first take profit level. If we would have, which kind of looked like we did, broken out of this level, got a retest and then continued, then this idea would be on as well. That is not the case anymore, so let me see if I can put in a symbol or something to keep it on for a little bit here, so in the future we can talk about it like, this was an idea, and we got rid of the idea because of this and that reason. It's always interesting to do. Which was a good trade was this one, of course. Okay, so zoom in a little bit to the daily. Where are we at right now? Well, that breakout never happened, so we fell back into this to this level over here. I missed this one because this is quite a beautiful retest, and I'm gonna adjust this level a little bit to this area, because this seems to be where price is finding real resistance at the moment. So we did take our profits when we were going long. I missed this situation actually when we came back for a beautiful retest and are now dropping like some whatever, we're dropping hard. Of course, this level will come into play just about now. So let's see what we get when that happens. So yes, it actually is the same thing. It's most of the time with natural gas we have a very clear support area and we have a very clear resistance area. This is not nothing anymore because we did not break through, we did not retest on the upside, but we broke back down, retested on the lower side, so we're staying within this channel and we are at the moment we're very bearish. That's my opinion. So if I would consider to re-enter this trade, then I really need a sharp pullback like this to take on a short, and it's pretty obvious in a market like this where your stops should be. That's the interesting part when it comes to these kinds of levels, because ever since we fell into this area in April, we had ourselves a short move, a long move, a short move, a long move, and we're actually in the fifth move, and that's for now a short move again. So yeah, it's just I remember trading this area for quite a while. It was quite obvious where price was at, and every time this is the weekly, don't forget that, so this was quite a long time. I also traded areas like this for weeks, months actually. Personally I like charts like these because we are often in, or we're trending, and if we're not trending, we're really in a solid consolidation. That is, to me, interesting to be trading those setups. One last thing I wanna put out here. This idea wasn't just an idea because we are still in a possible scenario that we are seeing a trend line coming in. So if price is reacting where it is likely to react at the moment, at this previous resistance turning support right now, and if that happens and the trend line will help with that and become a third time supportive trend line, then the range within the range becomes a little bit smaller. So pressure builds up within in between the resistance and the trend line support line, and then finally we get most of the time a strong breakout to the downside or a strong breakout to the upside. So it could still happen in the near future, but I'm not taking on any positions with that idea in mind, because the pressure is building up and we first have to sit out some choppiness, I think, within this more narrow range. So okay, that's it for now. Crude oil, natural gas, and of course Brent oil. Don't forget to like and subscribe or comment below. Happy to answer all your questions, and I really appreciate it if you like, subscribe, and maybe even share my videos so I can keep growing my account and keep on reaching out to as many people as possible to help everyone. It's 100% free what I do. I'll never ask you for money for anything. So here to help the world and here to help people become successful in trading. So it was a long road for me as well, so make sure you don't make the same mistakes people do when they start out trading. So make sure you find your informative channels, and there's a lot out there that is not that good, and I hope my input provides you some educational material for your own development and trading. Well, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow in the weekly Forex analysis.